welcome to Jabber with Jenna. I'm really excited about today's video because I'm going to be sharing with you my top 10 favourite books of all time. So I have no order to my top 10 because, I don't know, the books are all very different and I can't decide which one I love best, but I love all these top 10 books. I'm going to be telling you about them today and recommending that you read them, all 10. Okay, so I'm going to do it in sections. We're going to start with classic literature first because I've recently got into classic lit and I absolutely love it. Okay, so my favourite classic lit book is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Oh my gosh, I love this book so much. It's by far my favourite classical literature book that I've read. It's about Jane Eyre and her life, and it starts from when she's a child up to when she's grown up, and I won't ruin anything for you, but it's a really good book. I love anything by the Bronte sisters, but this is my favourite. I think Wuthering Heights might be more well known, but I like Jane Eyre more. Okay, and then we've got Little Women by Louisa Alcott. I just think this is such a beautiful story. I love these girls. Don't watch the film because they kind of butcher the story and it's just not as special. I don't know. I love Little Women and I love the way that these writers take female characters and in a time where women were not equal, let's say, they give them strong characteristics. They don't just make weak female characters where they want to look pretty all the time and dance and get married. That's not their only goal in life. Especially Jo. Jo's the best character, obviously. And then next, okay, we've got Anne of Green Gables. I really loved Anne of Green Gables. Anne is just the kind of person I want to be. She is undeniably, unapologetically her, and it's just the best thing to see. And I love books, especially classic lit, where women don't care what men think of them and just do what they like. It's beautiful to me. Yeah. Okay, last book in my top 10 favourites of classic literature is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Now, this book I loved so much. I learnt a lot from it. It angers me that racism is a thing. It angers me that sexism is a thing. So this book was like eye-opening in a way. And, you know, it's a very famous book, To Kill a Mockingbird, but it's very informative. And even though it's not present day, we can take the things we learn from it into present day. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, now I'm going to move on to more modern books. Well, I'm going to move on to more like modern books, but this first one I don't really know how to categorise it, but The Tattooist of Aushwitz. Phew, that book, I think I read it in a day. It is heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, shocking. I just read it. It's the story of the tattooist of Auschwitz, Lael, and the author, Heather Morris, has, you know, talked to him and found his story and written it, you know, made it into a book, and whew, wow, yeah, so powerful. I find reading about World War II really interesting. I think it's important that we learn about it so we can learn from our mistakes and learn how to grow as people. The lessons that it teaches us is to not go that way again. It's not okay to kill people because of their race, because of their beliefs. That is not okay. And it's still a thing that happens today, and I'm not okay with that. So I think everyone should read this book. Yeah. I've just realised this, my top 10 books are very, like, political. Possibly because, I don't know, I'm a fat old activist. Anyway, and then we've got The Binding by Bridget Collins. I actually have this book here. A lot of these books are at home and I'm in my uni house, so The Binding by Bridget Collins. So this book was bought for me by my best friend Joseph for my birthday. I can't remember which birthday. And I had no idea what it was about. He just said he saw it and he thought I'd like it. Anyway, I've read it and oh my gosh, this book is so good. The first half is like a bit slow going, like what's really happening, and then you hit the middle and like there's this turning point that I won't ruin for you. But oh my goodness me, after that I could not put it down. I was not expecting that turning point at all. I really recommend this book for members of the LGBT plus community, and I mean actually everyone. I mean, it's heartbreaking and entrancing and beautifully written. Next on my list is Ready Player One. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, which, oh my gosh, it's the nerdiest book I've ever read, but I couldn't put it down. It's just got so much knowledge in it. This writer is phenomenal. There's a Ready Player 2 out, which I haven't read, but I want to. But Ready Player 1 is like the book that got me back into reading. I'm a massive nerd, so it just sort of like triggered all the nerdness in me, and I was like enthralled with this book. Especially if you like the 80s, read this book. And gaming, and I don't like gaming. I'm not a gamer, I don't do that sort of thing. But this book was, whew, intense. And it's almost like scary in a way because it could be in our future. Oh, there's only 2 books left on my list. So next we've got A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I love this book. I think I read this one in a day as well. I couldn't put it down. It's YA, crime, sort of solving novel. It's just so good. It's so fun, and you don't know what's going to happen at every turn, and every new page is like shocking. And the way the book is set out as well, it's really cool, because like this girl's writing, like, it's not a dissertation, like an essay on this crime that she's trying to solve, and it has like different entries of like facts, and then it has like actual book writing, and then like text conversations and stuff. I don't know, I just find that really cool. I think it just like changes up the writing style and makes it more interesting and gripping. And you just can't put it down because you want to know what happens next. Okay, so lastly, the last book on my top 10 books of all time list is a book that is changing my life. I haven't even finished yet, and it's on the list. It's Women Don't Owe You Pretty by Florence Gibbon. Oh my goodness me, I have cried so many times reading this book. I recommend it to everyone, all genders, all people on this planet. Changed of the way I think about myself, the way I think about other people. It's given me a sense of self-worth that I didn't think I had before. No tolerance policy for people who treat me badly. As women, we've all been through experiences that are not okay and shouldn't be happening. Why do we let ourselves live through these experiences? Why do we let ourselves suffer when we could just get out of the situation? Why do we let men trample all over us because we shouldn't? So yeah, Women Don't Owe You Pretty by Florence Gibbon. Read this book. I feel like this video was a little bit political and preachy, but you know what? Good. I've just recently started getting furious that racism, sexism, misogyny, xenophobia exists. I don't understand the concept. I don't agree with the concept. And yes, we all make mistakes, but some things are inexcusable. Like me accidentally offending someone is so different to purposefully offending someone. I suggest you all read Women Don't Owe You Pretty. I suggest you all read all of these books. It may seem like they're all very political, but they're not, except for Women Don't Owe You Pretty. That's the only non-fiction book I recommended. Thank you very much for watching my top 10 favourite books. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.